Hello, everyone, and welcome to Uncivil Law, where we learn through the misfortunes of others. As always, I'm your host, Uncivil Law, and we are here with our continuing coverage of the Alex Murdaugh murders in South Carolina, and also our continuing coverage of Seal, Clock, and Chandelier, which, unironically, have been the best stars of this trial so far. So far, we have heard from the states in various detectives who were there basically at the start of the investigation. We have heard from the people who showed up to the scene, were initially dispatched. We've heard from the fire chief who showed up to do EMS work. We heard from the cop who sort of did the initial securing of the scene. And late this afternoon, we have heard from the South Carolina Law Enforcement Division, who apparently were the ones who actually executed the search warrant, and the first expert testimony from the shoe and tire tread expert of SLED. So far, the state's evidence in this trial has basically sucked. There is not much. All we've really have so far is sort of really incriminating is we have Alex, and incriminating, I use the term very loosely here because we're trying to find the best and it's not very good. But we have Alex Murdaugh on the 911 call, and Alex Murdaugh in a police cruiser with an interview for which his attorney was present, as we understood. And maybe he was acting in a way other than we would expect, but that's a lot of, he wasn't acting the way that we think we would act as the victim of a violent crime. And so therefore he must not be the victim of violent crime. This is tea leaf reading. This is trying to use some sort of personality assessment as the basic, at basically this point, at least the sole basis to convict. That's basically what we're trying to do at this point. I'm not saying it won't get better than that, but that's what we're doing. At this moment, we're trying to use personality assessment as basically the sole basis to convict. Well, that isn't the way that a victim of violent crime would act. Therefore, he must be the murderer. This isn't really working for me right now. This isn't really helping me that much. It's not really doing anything for me. So, yeah, this is not great. So, yeah. And, the clothing that he was wearing when the police interviewed him looked like it might have been freshly taken out of the washer or something. But I don't know what that's supposed to mean. You really knew that he says that he touched the body to check for a pulse and or flip it over and or whatever, but didn't manage to get any blood on his clothing. Okay, that's a little weird, I suppose, I guess. But also the scene was a complete disaster. It was right out of Stephen King with the blood everywhere. And SLED officers like, well, he didn't look like a person who just committed a close-up homicide. Oh no, it would depend on so many factors. So far the state's case sucks.
They bring the jury.
State's case for sure blows. So maybe it will get better, but so far not so much. I'm not even sure we have innuendo. We've got vagaries of whispers of innuendo, which I think is a little insufficient to convict someone for double murder. I expect a little bit more. Thank you for the 176 of you who are here. Just a kind reminder as we're getting started to retweet the pinned comment. We do appreciate it. For some reason, the redirect thing didn't work out. Probably means I screwed it up somehow. But if you'd be so kind as to share the link with your friends and others, that would be helpful.
Jury is present.
All right, thank you. You may proceed.
Your Honor. All right, Agent Worley. I think we left off talking about some items in the feed room.
That's right.
That being items 17 and 14.
And I'm going to go off camera a little bit because I'm still eating, but I'll be here, and you may hear my voice, but I don't want to have to subject you to the grotesqueries of me actually eating. So
I think in this bag
we'll do it
that
this way.
Cut open earlier. Item 14 is in that bag.
Yes.
And item 14 is the pellets from the feed room floor that you collected.
Yes, that's right.
And how do you know that that item contains those pellets?
It's my handwriting on the envelope and the description of what I collected with the date, time, and my initials. And my initials and the date on the seal tape.
Okay. And does that item appear to have been opened or tampered with since you collected it?
It was opened by I believe, the firearms examiner.
Okay. And then item 17.
she did already say that on
Yes.
on the same exhibit. I think it was a different exhibit, but either way, yeah. I mean, they have to do it exhibit by exhibit, but I think it's a different exhibit. But yeah.
This time our offer states Exhibit 20, the pellets from the feed room floor, and states Exhibit 18, the swabs from the door of the feed room into evidence.
Says the defense.
Sorry, no objection.
You're admitted.
All right, Agent Worley, let's move on to Maggie. Did you have a chance to observe her body?
I did.
And where was it located?
She was just past the workshop overhang near the doghouse.
And when you first got out there, could you see her body or was it covered?
It was covered with a pink sheet.
I'm going to show you states 52, states Exhibit 50, states 48, and states 47. You could take a look at those and tell us what, in general, they just depict.
These were photos of Maggie, the way she appeared when we arrived on scene, still covered with the pink sheet.
And are those true and accurate depictions of the crime scene where Maggie Murdaugh was found when you were out there?
Yes, they are.
Your Honor, at this time, I would offer states Exhibits 52, 50, 48, and 47 into evidence.
Your Honor, we don't have any objections to these, but I think we need to go through this process, at least on two of them, to have them submitted under seal and a placeholder put in effect. Am I wrong about that?
52 through 48 and 47 into evidence.
Says the defense.
No objection.
Did it.
And I don't have an objection to either, and number, whatever that is.
Your Honor, we will on seal State's Exhibit 50 due to its graphic nature, and prepare that placeholder.
No objection. Under those circumstances.
Admit it.
Agent Worley, this is State's Exhibit 47. If you could kind of describe that to the jury.
It's a photo showing Maggie's body lying on the ground with the sheriff's office canopy over her, looking toward the overhang for the workshop, and you can see the kennels off to the right.
Okay. And these pictures are kind of hard to see on the screen. Is Paul's body also in that shot?
You can sort of see the pink sheet that's over him, yes.
Like over in front of the feed room door?
Right.
And then Maggie's is in front of this ATV.
Yes, that's right.
And State's Exhibit 48.
That's looking from a different angle. Maggie, the doghouse in the background, the workshop overhang, and the ATVs to the right.
And then State's Exhibit 52.
That was after Maggie's body was removed from the area.
This is State's 50 submitted under seal.
Different angle of Maggie's body, I believe still covered by the pink sheet.
Yeah, it was pointed out in the chat, that he's moving or shaking or whatever, but he is seeing the images. They've been entered under seal.
She was lying
Prevent
face
them
down.
from being seen by the gallery, but
Both
he can
arms
see
bent
them.
at the elbow. Her
So he
right
can
arm
see
was
this
bent
bloody
toward her
mess
face.
of his
Her left arm was
family
bent
members, and
underneath her body. Her legs
there's
were
that.
straight out behind
so
her.
factor that into the equation.
This time I'll publish State Defendant's Exhibit 2, which is under seal. Is that how her body appeared to be on the scene?
Yes, that is.
Now, when the body was moved, did you notice anything?
They did block the
We
monitor. There's some
located
sort of
another
paper over it.
cartridge
You can see
case
the
on the
tape mark.
ground, approximately where her right knee had been.
So she was laying on top of a shell case,
That's right.
all right? And
Of course,
did
he
you
would have seen the
collect
images
that item?
before.
Yes,
Yeah,
we
he's
marked
seen
it
these
as
images
marker
before.
7,
He knows
photographed
all this
it, and
evidence, but
collected it.
if he didn't react, it would be understandable. If he does react, it's understandable.
And
If he
what,
doesn't
do
react,
you
it's because
recall
he's become
what
so
kind of
desensitized to it. If he does react, it's because,
round that was?
it's because
So
it's a horror
3-minute
show.
blackout.
What is the right reaction? What reaction is he supposed to have? You tell me. So he's not supposed to react? He's just supposed to look at coldly like he's seen it before? I mean, you tell me. What is the right reaction? What is the reaction of an innocent person?
Mr. Worley, I'm going to ask you to...
I'm certainly not going to convict on, like, oh, he's reacting. He shouldn't react because he's seen it all before. It's old hat. Oh, he is reacting. It must be because he's the murderer. Kurt is eating lunch, so Kurt's off camera right now. But Kurt is still present in his disembodied voice. I'm having a sandwich from Firehouse Subs. I got two different kinds, and I had some of each. I got a spicy meatball, and I got an
Objection, Your
Italian.
Honor.
And I had a little bit of each. And I'll be saving the rest for later.
Page before release takes exhibit 68, item 7, the 300 blackout recovered
Public
under the
subs
knee
or
of
fire?
Maggie Murdaugh. How do you
I miss
know,
public subs.
that
They're
is
great.
that?
Just my handwriting on the envelope, date, time, and initials when I collected it. My initials and the date on the seal tape.
And I'm going to show, this time I would move state's exhibit, not 80, excuse me, 68 into evidence.
Submitted without objection.
I'm going to show you state's exhibit 61. Do you recognize that picture?
Yes,
And is that a, what is that a picture of?
it is item 7, cartridge case, located at marker 7 before we collected it.
Okay. Is that a true and accurate depiction of that casing at the crime scene?
Yes, it is.
Your Honor, at this time, the state would move state's exhibit 61 into evidence.
See, I see a clip. Is that what you just showed me? Oh, okay, I'm sorry. No objection.
Submitted.
And this is the shell casing here, shell case.
Yes, it is.
And this is a picture of it is located at the crime scene, correct?
That's right.
Now, did you collect some other shell cases while you were out there?
Yes, we did.
And if we're looking in some of these pictures, you see the little yellow placards there. I don't know if we can see them that well on the screen here. What do each of those placards indicate?
Those are the evidence markers that the sheriff's office placed on cartridge cases that were on scene. Markers 3, 4, and 5 were all the same 300 blackout cartridge cases.
So, how many blackout cases did we recover from the scene?
Let's see. I believe it was 5.
And did you collect the cases that were at the scene?
Yes, I did.
And that would be items 2 through 6?
2 through 7, yes.
2 through 7. And we already have item 7 up there. So do you have items
Yeah.
2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 there?
2, 3, 4, 5, and 6.
And what are items 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6?
They are all cartridge cases, head stamped SNB 300 AAC BLK, collected from markers 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6.
And in this case, does the item number correspond with the case with where the marker was?
It does, yes.
And can you take a look at these pictures? That's going to be State's Exhibit 60, 62, 59, 58, 57, 56, 55, and 54, and also 53. And can you tell us in general what we see in those pictures?
These photos show each of those markers 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and before we collected the evidence. And also marker 13.
And are those true and accurate depictions of where 300 blackout shell cases were on the scene?
Yes, they are.
Your Honor, at this time, I would offer State's Exhibits 62, 60, 59, 58, 57, 56, 55, 54, and 53 into evidence.
Show them to the defense.
Yes, Your Honor.
They're admitted without objection.
Shell cases that were collected, did you collect them and put them in these little envelopes?
Yes, I did.
No objection, Your Honor.
They're admitted.
Agent Worley, I'm going to get you to take a look at these cases one more time. This being now marked as State's Exhibit 63. You could tell the jury what that is.
This is a cartridge case, 300 blackout from marker 2.
And how do you know this is the 300 blackout cartridge case that you collected from marker 2?
It's my handwriting on the envelope, date, time, and initials when I collected it, and my initials on the seal.
What about for State's 64?
The 300 blackout cartridge case that I collected from marker 3. It's my handwriting on the envelope, date, time, and initials when I collected it, and my initials on the seal.
State's Exhibit 65?
Cartridge case collected from marker 4, 300 blackout, Has my handwriting with the date, time, and initials when I collected it, and the initials, my initials on the seal.
66.
It's the 300 blackout cartridge case from marker 5. It's my handwriting, my date, time, and initials, and my initials on the seal.
And then states 67.
The 300 blackout cartridge case from marker 6 is my handwriting on the envelope with the date, time, and initials when I collected it, my initials on the seal.
Your Honor, at this time, I would move states 63 through 67 into evidence.
All right, so now we're getting something that might be able to be used as a tie later on. So we've got the actual shell casings, the actual shotgun
They're
casings.
admitted.
We got the actual
And,
pellets that were
Mr. Worley,
presumably
what did you do with
used,
these cases,
right?
once they were
And so we
collected
can
on the
match
scene?
that
I sealed
to
them
other
in
ammo
those
that
coin
he has in
envelopes,
his house.
that are in there with them.
to
I
that
transported
would,
them
so
to
that's where
the
this
lab
evidence
at,
is coming into play.
SLED.
So we can say it's the
And
same
when you got them
brand,
to the lab at SLED,
the same brand, same
I
caliber.
transferred most of the evidence
In
from
the
the
case of
scene
the shot,
to one of
same
the crime
shot
scene
size.
lieutenants, Lieutenant Todd Shank.
So that is some
and does he take
circumstantial
those items
evidence
and put them
that
in
we
some
will
sort of
presumably
secure
match later
location,
on.
Or what happens to them?
He would have logged them into our database and transferred them wherever they were going in the lab for analysis.
Right, I'm going to turn your attention now to what's previously been admitted. It states Exhibit 49, which I believe was admitted under seal. Now, if we take a look at this picture, you can see those yellow placards. Placard 2, I believe,
With any mods, you have me. Why?
would correspond with item 2, which has been
Which is
marked
a
as
mod.
state 63,
Yes, that's
See?
right.
and states Exhibit 53
Oh, I'll make her
here.
one.
What are we looking at here?
That's that cartridge case at marker 2 before we collected it.
And states Exhibit 54.
Yeah, Trish is a mod.
It's a
We have
close-up
Trish.
of the same cartridge case at marker 2.
Oops, where's that be? Okay, so marker 2. All right, then we'll move to states Exhibit 55.
So, markers 3 and 4, the cartridge cases at those markers before I collected them.
Okay, and I don't know if the jury can see those cases there. Agent Whirley, Your Honor, may I have permission for Agent Whirley to step down and point those two cases out to the jurors on this TV here?
Yes.
This t-shirt underneath is really tacky. I don't think so. I used to wear an undershirt all the time. I used to wear a black undershirt rather than white, but it's not uncommon to wear an undershirt.
Here is the one at marker 3.
It's what it's really. I mean, that's kind of what it was designed for in some ways, was to be an undershirt. I don't think it's
While you're here,
tacky.
Agent Whirley will put up states Exhibit 58.
This is not a death penalty case.
And in that picture, if you could point out any items of interest for us.
These are the cartridge cases at markers 5 and 6.
And
Sure if I
Dream
can see
Sarah
that at
Boone?
5.
Yeah, maybe.
One at marker 6 is right here.
Probably.
And states Exhibit 59 is a close-up
Why didn't
there
the defense
of
confront the last female sheriff with the transcript?
This is the cartridge
She said the
case,
boot prints
at
were
marker 5.
possibly hers and the captain on direct, then said they aren't on cross.
All right, Agent Corley, if you can take your seat,
Did
please.
she
Thank
say
you.
that? I don't remember. I don't know the answer to that question.
States Exhibit 66.
But thank you for your super chat. I appreciate it.
Yes.
And then let's go back here to States Exhibit 58. Also in that picture, does it look like we might have some brain matter?
Yeah,
and
when I
some
used to wear a
tumor
white
in
dress
that
shirt, I would
picture?
for sure
Yes.
wear an undershirt under it for 100%. Prevent from getting sweat stains on it and stuff like that, man. White shirts unsurprisingly stain like crazy. You get sweat on them.
State's Exhibit 56.
Like, you want to keep it off it, so, you know.
It's the cartridge case at marker 3 before I collected
I
it.
don't know what you're talking about. Undershirt for
And
sure.
then State's Exhibit 64 is the actual
Let's do a
shell
poll.
case that was collected.
That's right.
State's Exhibit 57,
That's the cartridge case at marker 4 before I collected it.
and State's Exhibit 65.
Yes,
So that's the actual case that was collected.
it is.
And then finally
I have an
here we
opinion
have
upon wearing a
State's
tie, not in
Exhibit
particular, to be
60.
honest. He looks
That's
a little bit
cartridge
more
case at
relaxed
marker
casual.
6 before I
don't have a
collected it.
particular problem
And
with
what
it.
is also in that picture?
It's possible brain matter.
He looks very nice.
And State's Exhibit 67.
He's wearing a sports coat instead of a suit. He's already
Yes,
a
that's
little bit more
the same
casual.
cartridge case.
That's the.
No, he's
cartridge
got
case
a
that
no
was
tie.
collected.
More
Right.
casual still. I don't know. Works for me. I approve.
Now, also, was there some kind of defect or something in the gravel that y'all inspected?
Yes, at marker 13 that the sheriff's office had placed, there was a disturbance in the gravel area that we dug into that area. We presumed it was a bullet strike where a bullet had hit, so we dug into that area.
And did you find anything when you were looking?
Yes, we found several metal fragments.
And Agent Worley, what did you just remove from this baggie from the crime lab?
These are the metal fragments that I collected from in the ground at marker 13.
And how do you know those are the metal fragments you collected?
They look familiar. It's my handwriting on the envelope, date, time, and initials when I collected it, and my initials on the seal.
Thank you.
Looks like a South Carolina lawyer to me, I'll tell you what, man. Ready to have a good old boy luncheon with this guy, I'll tell you what. We're about to go to the country club and get some buffet chicken, man. Tell you what.
Agent Worley, I'm going to show you State's Exhibit 62. Do you recognize that picture?
I do.
Is that a fair and accurate depiction of bullet fragments at the crime scene?
Warner
It is,
Palmer.
yes.
Your Honor, at
On
this time,
daily,
I would move
baby.
State's Exhibit 62 into evidence.
You admit it?
And also, for ID purposes only, State's Exhibit 102, the bullet fragments.
It's admitted for ID only.
And Agent Worley, State's Exhibit 62, you could tell the jury what is on that placard there.
Those are the metal fragments that we collected from the ground at marker 13.
All right, so what else did you see around Maggie's body while you were investigating the scene?
There was in the doghouse, the side that was facing her, there was appeared to be a bullet defect in the side of the doghouse.
Okay. Was there an ATV parked under that shed?
Yes, there were two.
Did you notice anything about the ATV?
There's appeared to be suspected biological material on the front of the ATV, sort of low down on the front of it.
And where was that ATV in relation to Maggie's body?
I believe it was off near her left side.
I showed you State's Exhibit 49. Would that be the ATV? Okay. And on the front of that on the ATV, there appeared to be tissues, you said?
Yes.
I think she said biological material to be precise, counselor. Tissue.
All right, now you mentioned the doghouse. I'm going to show you what's been marked as State's Exhibits 75, 74, and 73. How do you recognize those pictures?
These show the front of the doghouse and then a projectile that we collected from a dog bed that was inside the doghouse.
Are those true and accurate depictions?
Yes, they are.
Your Honor, at this time I would move State's Exhibit 75, 74, and 73 into evidence. Along with Exhibit 72.
You're all clear.
Thank you, Your Honor. Okay, Agent Worley, State's Exhibit 72, if you could tell the jury where that doghouse you were talking about is that in that picture?
It is. It's more in the background of that picture.
And again, these pictures are kind of hard to see here. It would be in this area right here that I'm pointing to?
Yes, that's it.
And State's Exhibit 73.
That's
that?
that's the front of the doghouse.
Okay, then State's Exhibits 74.
That was the projectile that was in the bedding of that dog bed that we recovered.
Again, this is all to like set up for later. That's the only, basically, we're getting all the ammunition that was there and going through it. You know, we recovered individual
Exhibit,
shots.
75.
We recovered shell
That is the
casings.
projectile that we
We
collected from
recovered
the dog bed.
projectiles. We
I
recovered
believe that
wadding.
projectile maybe in this bag you have
So
here.
that later we can say we found this in the house and these match. That's presumably where this is going down the road. Then Presumably, we
item
were able to determine that
12?
these came from the
Yes,
same
it is.
gun.
Okay. And how do you know
Because
item
of
12 is
magic.
that projectile?
It's my handwriting on the envelope, date,
But we're
time,
not
and
there
initials
yet.
when I collected it, and my initials on the seal.
Do you know anything else about that projectile besides that it's the one that you collected from the doghouse?
No.
We're getting something that might actually have some evidentiary value at some point. We don't have the other half of the puzzle yet. But okay. We get it later.
Your Honor, the state would move the item number 12, State's Exhibit 76, into evidence.
No objection.
Doing shots.
Admit it.
It didn't happen.
And Agent Worley,
Because Brandon
This would
Lesko
be-
wasn't interested in my offer.
State's Exhibit 76.
I didn't make it attractive enough.
Yes, that's it.
Round collected from the doghouse.
That's right.
All right, now, after you had went out to the crime scene, did you make a diagram to kind of,
I lost somebody. That sucks.
you
Bye.
know, piece together the evidence where you could see everything and how it kind of relates to each other?
I did. On scene, I do a rough sketch showing where evidence was located, where the victims were located. I take measurements to show where things are in relation to each other.
And when you made that diagram, is it to any kind of scale?
No.
Your Honor, this time the state removes State's Exhibit 77 into evidence.
346 of you watching. That's not too bad.
No objection.
I'd really like to get it up to
Maybe.
500 if I can. So if you could make sure to share this with your friends,
Agent Worley, is this
and all that stuff, I'd
the
appreciate it. I'd
diagram
like to see if we can
that
get it up to
you created
500.
after being out there on the crime
Get this,
scene?
get some
That's
momentum
the
going.
final
on this thing.
diagram I created with a computer, yes.
Your Honor,
I could
may
talk more
Agent
and act
Worley
more
step
frat
down
boyish
and
if you
go
like.
through the
I'm not even sure
diagram
exactly what that
with
is,
yours?
but I could try.
All right, Agent Worley, if you could just kind of walk the jurors through the crime scene using this diagram here.
We have Maggie's body here, Paul, just outside of the feed room.
You have to
Markers,
speak up a little bit.
marker 1 and markers 9 and 10 inside the feed room. And then we had markers 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 underneath her right knee. 8 tire impressions in the dirt underneath this overhang. Marker 12 was suspected biological material. And then marker
Yeah.
13 where we dug the metal fragments out of the gravel.
Emily's chat is thriving, that's for sure.
Okay, thank you, Agent Worley. Now, you just mentioned some tire impressions being here at item 8. What do you know about those?
They went straight through where the overhang was, went from one end to the other.
Did you do any kind of analysis on those tire impressions?
We photographed them with examination quality photographs on scene. I never had any, test impressions of any tires to compare them to do actual comparison in a report, no.
And why was that? Why didn't you do any analysis on the tire impressions?
We concluded
By having
basically the
subscribers or a mod join me to keep
the gentleman who
company.
took care of the dogs, I forget his name.
Opening up my stream to
He parked
unknown
there regularly.
subscribers seems like
and
possibly
his,
the worst
tires
idea
were consistent
ever.
with the
Like,
design
let
of
me
the
just
impressions
invite
that were there. in the
subscribers
dirt.
onto the audio so that they can
y'all-
broadcast on my channel. that I
figured
don't
out who
know.
the tire impressions were.
Right.
That seems like a recipe for disaster. Mods,
Yes.
maybe.
Were you aware of any other tire impressions on the scene that you analyzed?
No.
As far as tire impressions in wet grass go, how would you analyze those?
All I would be able to do with that would be photograph it. That's not going to leave any kind of design characteristics from the tread of the tire in the grass. So I can't really do an analysis, a tire analysis of tire impressions like that.
All right, while you were on the scene, did you receive any items of evidence from Colleton County Sheriff's Office?
Apparently, I mean, I would
Yes, I
think people must like Emily's rules
what was
because
that?
Brad is thriving.
I took custody of
Carol's
a
thriving.
GSR
People must
kit,
really like
gunshot
it.
residue kit that was collected from
The market
Alex
has
Murdaugh.
spoken. The market likes Emily's rules. The market likes Emily's mods. The market likes Emily's style. She's succeeding. She's succeeding. So what she's doing is working. I'll be on Friday Night Frenzy. I'm going to try.
Your Honor, this time we would move to the next text exhibit 13, the GSR kit that Agent Worley collected
She is one?
from
Maybe.
Colleton County Sheriff's Office, Varnado.
Maybe she's just more talented and better than me. The market says so, so it must be true. She's just better than me.
Also,
okay.
in the
I mean,
course
you
of
know.
your investigation,
I'm not sure if I can
you,
compete with
gathered
that.
some
I'm not sure if I can be as good as her.
from, SLED agent Katie McAllister.
Yes, I did.
Okay, and when did you collect those items from her?
On June 9th.
And what were those items?
Can I refer to my notes?
She's very good at marketing. There you go. I'm not good at that. I don't know how to market.
I took custody of 3 shotguns, a rifle, fired and unfired ammunition, and empty boxes of ammunition.
And what did you do with those items when you took custody of them?
I transported them to the lab at SLED and submitted them to the lab.
And all of this would, of course, be recorded on a chain of custody sheet.
That's right, yes.
All right, moving on.
Yeah, she does have a whole team to help her. She's better at marketing. She's better at recruiting people. She's better at
The
she's better at
shotguns you
everything.
collected, would those have been items 30, 31, 32, 33?
Yes.
Okay, and then you collected item 34, which was a 30-round magazine containing 300 blackout cartridges.
Free chats, super
Actually,
chats out loud. I
33
try
was
to
the
remember.
night
to.
vision scope
That's
on
one of the
the
reasons
rifle,
that I gave the announcement
Okay.
on stream, but I try to read the
and
super chats
34
out.
was the rifle.
Out.
Okay. All right, and then what other items did you
Try to
collect?
acknowledge them.
With the numbers, please.
Okay. Items 35, 36, 37, 38, and 39, 5 cartridge cases, head stamped S&B 300 AAC BLK that were collected from the ground at side entrance door.
And then did you collect item 40 from Katie McAllister?
Yes.
Okay, and what was item 40?
That was an unfired cartridge, head stamped S&B 300 AAC BLK, collected from a Remington 20-gauge shotgun shell box from shelving near gun
She has 3
storage rack.
full-time and 1 part-time employee.
And then item 45?
She can afford
45
it.
was an empty 20-round
Yeah.
box of S&B 300 AAC BLK full metal jacket ammunition collected from the gun storage room.
And then items 46,
Can I get Emily on?
47, and 48.
Emily won't appear
Those
with
were
me.
3 empty ammunition boxes collected from the trash.
And then, I'm sorry, what did you say that you did once you received those items from Agent McAllister?
I transported those to the lab at SLED and submitted them to the lab.
Okay. Did you test fire or do anything with any of that evidence that you collected?
No, I didn't do any of that.
Thank you. Okay, let's move on to the Chevy Suburban that was on scene the night of the murders. Did you observe that vehicle when you got to the scene?
I did.
I think Emily and I did a live once on her channel, and we appeared on some panels together, but that was a long time ago. Am I going down to South Carolina streaming this? Probably not. Even if I could afford it, I just don't see the advantage in doing so. I just don't think it's going to gain me any more subscribers or any more viewers. Even in putting aside monetary considerations, I don't think it's worth my time. It is a lot of time and energy for me to do that. For me to drive down there, set up shop every day and stuff like that. That's a bit of a faff, So even if I could afford it, I don't think it's going to be valuable to me. So probably not. So at least in terms of the evidentiary picture, we're getting things that have a better probability of connecting later on. And we're getting the actual ammo that was used in the shooting, which we might be able to match later. Oh, my car. Thank you, DS. That's very, very kind of you. Yeah, I mean, Emily has a completely different genre to me too. So maybe I just need to switch to her genre, do more pop culture, do more celebrity stuff. Switch. Maybe that would be more beneficial to switch to covering the same kind of material that she covers. Maybe that's the answer. An elephant ear is also called a funnel cake. It's basically just dough that's fried, and then you typically put toppings on top of it. Powdered sugar, strawberry, stuff like that. It's very, very good.
You still wanting to do that one? Or you still wanting to do that one?
What is the problem with the projector? Blurry?
Your Honor, with the overhead light on the L on out, I think we'll be able to see better. Without that light on, that was a shadow, it was difficult to see.
All right, thank you.
He was asking the jury. They couldn't see the evidence properly. He's like, it's about the lighting. What about going back to practice the law and doing this part-time? That is what will eventually happen.
104,
Eventually,
96,
this effort will fail,
97,
and
99,
this will have to
93.
become back to being a part-time effort. What are my hobbies? Improv comedy.
Exhibits 93,
working
99,
out I like.
97, and 96. True and accurate depictions of the Chevy
Playing
Suburban.
video games.
Yes, they are.
And states 104
See
is
what
that a
else?
true and accurate
Like going to
depiction of
wineries,
the
distilleries,
ammunition that you
breweries.
located.
That's fun.
In the other vehicle, yes.
That was located in a white F-250.
That's right.
Your Honor, at this time, I would move states exhibits.
Do I enjoy chandeliers?
104,
I want to swing on the
96,
chandelier.
97, 99, and 93 into evidence.
Gaming content tends to not perform well on my channel, AB. Tends to drag my channel down. I've done gaming
We
content,
would
and every time I've done
also,
gaming
state
content,
side the exhibit
it just
95
completely
for ID
kills the
purposes.
channel.
Agent Horley, if you could open that
I'm a dog
up
person.
and tell us what kind of shell casing a shotgun or shot shell is that item 50?
Can I get scissors?
What happened to our scissors? Is your name-
Could do the Young Thug trial. When is that? The Young Thug trial. I'm not familiar with that. Let me take a look. Let's see.
Do we know whether there's any evidence that he did or didn't visit his mother that night?
I'm not aware of that at this time. Okay, so he pled guilty. The Young Thug trial looks like it already happened, or it was settled out or something. Is there something else going on?
Okay, so what is state marked for ID is state's exhibit 95,
It's a 16 gauge shot shell, unfired.
a 16 gauge shot shell.
That's right.
Okay. Now, I think when it was collected, it was marked as a 12 gauge shot shell.
Rico?
That's right.
It's still
So
underway.
what
It's going on right now.
I just made a mistake. I wrote 12 gauge instead of 16 gauge. It's clearly a 16 gauge.
Okay, and that is the shot shell that was collected from.
So
the
I'd have to choose
floorboard of
between
the Chevy, the back floorboard
Young
of the
Thug and
Chevy
this?
Suburban.
That's right.
Basically the deal.
And like you said, it is a 16 gauge instead of a 12 gauge,
That's right.
and it was just marked incorrectly.
Yes.
At this time, the state would move state's exhibit 95 into evidence.
No objection.
As
Submitted
well.
without objection.
Thank you, Your Honor. The state would also move state's exhibits 83 into evidence. And if Agent
It's admitted.
Worley, if you could take a
Is it
look
being
at,
broadcast?
State's exhibit 83.
It doesn't look like it's being broadcast. Rico suggests federal, so it's not being broadcast, so there's nothing for me to cover.
Now I'm going to show you state's exhibit 93.
Sarah Boone trial?
If you could tell the jurors what's in State's Exhibit 93.
That's looking at the scene, the back of the Chevy Suburban there. toward the
Beginning
right
on
side.
January 30th.
And what side of the screen did you say the Suburban's on?
The right side.
And the Suburban was on the scene when you arrived, is that right?
Yes.
Set to begin January 30th, so I have to choose.
Now, when did you actually process that vehicle?
All right. So I have to choose whether or not to
We
switch
had
on
it
Monday.
was, the vehicle was towed from the scene
Okay.
the morning of the 8th, and then we returned on the 9th to process the vehicle.
So on the scene that night, was that vehicle?
I might switch to
even
Sarah
searched
Boone.
To your knowledge?
I might switch to Sarah Boone.
Not that I know of, no.
Okay. And
Sarah
so,
Boone got moved to April.
When you went to search it,
Well, then I'll
what did you
cover
do?
it when it comes out in April.
We document it with photographs, outside, inside.
Then I'll do it in April.
Search for any evidentiary value
fine.
items.
Am I a
If
PC
we
gamer?
locate 'em,
Yes.
we photograph them and collect them.
and.
Dark and
what did
Darker,
you
I'm not
locate
familiar with that
in
game.
the rear
me
floorboard
take a
of
look.
that vehicle?
The 16 gauge shot shell was on the rear driver's side floorboard
So
of the
I'll
Suburban.
cover it when it comes out in April.
And that would be State's Exhibit 97
Yes, that's right.
and 96.
Yes.
Did you also process the vehicle to see if there was any blood in there?
We did.
Okay, and how did you do that?
We first looked at the vehicle with an alternate light source, see if we can see any
Dan,
indications
every piece of
any
evidence
blood in the
has to be
vehicle.
authenticated. Every piece of evidence has to be
we followed that
authenticated
with a couple of
individually.
different
How do you know
chemical
this is
procedures.
authentic? How do you know it's authentic? Just because it's the same answer doesn't mean it doesn't have to be done.
Swab some
It
areas
has to be
in that
authenticated.
vehicle?
We did.
Okay, and what areas was that?
If I can refer to my notes again. There were 10 areas total.
Is Rob
The
still calling?
lock,
I don't know.
unlock buttons on the driver's
I
door.
have no idea.
The driver's door armrest, the driver's side running board below the driver's door, the driver's floorboard, the front edge of the driver's seat, steering wheel, center of the driver's seat back, the front passenger door above the armrest, the front passenger seat bottom, and the front passenger seat back.
And State's Exhibit 83 is the actual swabs that you took from that vehicle.
Yes, those are.
And were those swabs presumptive for blood?
Yes, they were.
Were those swabs presumptive for blood?
Yes, they were.
And State's Exhibit 99 is where?
That's the steering wheel of the Suburban.
When is the OnlyFans murder case? Scheduled
Later
for?
on, what did you do with those swabs that you collected?
I packaged them in separate envelopes, sealed the envelopes, labeled it with the description of what was inside the envelope, date, time, and initials when I collected it, and I sealed it. And then before we transported them to the lab at SLED.
And would you have submitted those to the lab for further analysis for blood?
Yes, that's right.
Later on, did you have another occasion to go back and process?
February
the
6th?
Suburban?
I did, yes.
Could you tell us a little bit about that?
I returned at a later date to retrieve the seat belt from the driver's side of the vehicle.
Okay. And why did you want to retrieve the seat belt?
For additional trace and DNA testing.
Okay. And when you retrieved that seat belt, what did you do with it?
It was removed from the vehicle, included the strap, the buckle, the receiver, and then there were some hardware components that we couldn't separate from the seatbelt itself. I packaged it, I believe, in a paper bag to transport it back to the lab at SLED. It would have been packaged additionally inside of a box at the lab and submitted for testing.
So you removed the whole entire seat belt?
Yes.
I'm just trying to find out when Courtney Clenny's trial is scheduled. They say she's back in court for February 6th for some sort of status hearing. What's the deal? I can't find a date right now. I'm not. Maybe they don't even have a date scheduled right now. They may not have a date. Status hearing on February 6th? Okay. So they don't have a date scheduled right now. Okay. So we'll cover the suitcase murder trial in April, I suppose.
Well, heavier than you would think.
We'll cover the Courtney Clenny trial.
Can you tell us if that is the seatbelt you collected?
We should be able to do both.
You want me to open
Since
it?
Valo Daybell is not being broadcast, we can't really do that.
Yes.
Unless I go to Idaho and go to the case in person, the only way to do that again is to make it economically viable, which assumes that like I can get enough people to watch my what would at that point just be daily recaps. Have I heard about the Millette one? No. What is Larry Millette? What is this? Murder trial with no body? That should be fun. Idaho 4, I will definitely be keeping up with updates on that, for sure. We're a long way from anything happening in that case, though. We are a long way from anything happening in Idaho 4. Did I hear the family's asking judge to reconsider having cameras in the courtroom? I did not hear that. If they wind up broadcasting Daybell, I can't imagine that we wouldn't cover that. I can't imagine that we wouldn't wind up covering Daybell. No matter what else is streaming. So, Daybell over Clenny, over Suitcase Murder, over everything. Daybell over all. Not for least of reasons that it gives me an excuse to read from his book during breaks, which is hilarious. I'm sorry, did I say book? I meant books. Many books. So if they wind up broadcasting Daybell, we'll be doing Daybell. And then during breaks, we will just read random pages from his books. In South Carolina, you need to be licensed to be a fortune teller. How do you go about taking the licensing exam to be a fortune teller? How does that work?
All the way.
I want to become a licensed fortune teller now. I didn't even know that was an option. I could be a fortune telling attorney. A fortune teller who gives competent legal advice. It may be a niche market we didn't know we needed. It's a license for $100. It shall be unlawful for any person to follow the business of fortune telling in any of the counties of this state by traveling from one place to place without first obtaining from the clerk of court of the county in which he wishes to follow his trade a license permitting. Such license shall be issued by clerk of court to any person applying it upon payment by a sum of $100. License shall specify the name of applicant, a former, and his residence, and for a period of 1 year. But this section shall not be effective in any county until the county board shall collect it. So apparently all I have to do is pay $100. And I can be a licensed fortune teller in South Carolina. I am enthralled. I am enthralled. Will I do the Millet one with the missing body? Maybe. Joy says stop talking. What? There's nothing going on now. Why am I not allowed to talk? When the trial is going on, don't talk when the trial is going on. I'm tired. I'm tired. It's been a rough week streaming as much, it's just tough. People are asking questions about the trial without any acknowledgement. Am I not acknowledging people? What's going on? I'm too tired. Trying to see if there's any super chats I've missed. No, I think I've read them all. Fair use and commentary. I don't need fair use because this isn't copyrightable by judge's order, incidentally, but wasn't really copyrightable in the first place. So I don't have to worry about fair use considerations. I'm an introvert trying to be an extrovert. Yeah, I am definitely an introvert, that's for sure. Is there a tea leaf exam? I don't know. And if there is a tea leaf exam, can I use Dragon's Treasure tea for my tea leaf exam? All right, ask me some questions relating to the trial, and I'll answer some questions. That's good. Let's do some Q&A about the case, or my thoughts on the case, or the evidence. I'll try to answer some of your questions as best as I can. Let's do some Q&A. Is court in session tomorrow? No, not on the weekend. Thank you for being here from San Antonio. What is trial really like? This is kind of it. This is what trial is like.
Appreciate all you do for us, Kurt. Cowboy
you,
hat
Patricia.
face orange heart.
Blood in the truck, but not on him. They said there was blood on the ATV. I don't remember anything about blood on the truck, but maybe I missed something. I remember them talking about matter that was found on the ATV, but I don't remember about matter in the truck. I don't remember that. She mislabeled as round. Is that a problem? No. It's just like, if she made a mistake, she made a mistake. Do I think he's innocent? I don't think he's been proven guilty. That for sure, I think. Yeah, what truck? I don't remember that. I don't remember that either. I don't remember anything about blood in or around the truck. I remember them just talking about human matter that was found on the ATV in the shed, but I don't remember anything about a truck. Is it suspicious that he's so clean? Matter in the Suburban? I missed that part, I guess. I don't remember them saying that. The seatbelt from the truck? I don't remember that, but okay. Is Buster on the witness list? He won't be testifying because he's been in court the whole time. The strongest evidence, we don't really have any evidence that's really good right now, to be honest. We've got stuff that might tie into something later. We've got a whole lot of tee up, but no payoff yet. DSR in the truck, that's sort of what I remember. What was my specialty? Patent law is my specialty for my career. But I'm looking to do different things now. What about the cell phone? What about the cell phone? How's he able to be in jail without much evidence? I mean, that's a different question. It deals with the strength of the case is only one consideration when it comes to whether or not to issue bond or stuff. It's a double murder. So that's a strong factor of danger to the community and everything. Buster was on the witness list. This is true. He was on the witness list turned in, but I can't imagine that he'll be allowed to testify because he's been in court the whole time. Do I have to go through all the evidence that collected them and where? Yes. Yes. They have to go through everyone who collected the evidence in turn. Yes. May I ask what part of law? Patent law. Is his mother on the witness list? I'd have to double check. Can a witness or expert read from their notes or just use their memory? Just use to refresh their memory. They can just they can't read from their notes. The notes themselves are hearsay. They can only use them to refresh their recollection. His mother has Alzheimer's. That wouldn't necessarily preclude him being shown on the witness list, but I don't know. Is his son on the list? Yes. But he won't testify because he's been in courtroom the whole time. Can I give a short summary of what's happened? Sure. We've heard from various police experts who testified, or various police officials who've been testifying about their roles in the events. On trial right now, we have someone from SLED who does forensic examination, and she is testifying about evidence that was found at the scene of the murder relating to pellets from shotguns, relating to shotgun shells, relating to rounds that were found in walls, relating to things of that nature. Is one of his brothers on the list? Alex Murdaugh's brother? Well, let's see. I can tell you that Randy Murdaugh is on the list. Just give you the list of every Murdaugh is on the list. Randy Murdaugh's on the list. Buster Murdaugh's on the list. John Marvin Murdaugh's on the list. Liz Murdaugh is on the list. So hopefully that answers your question. How long will trial go? I have no clue. How they plan to establish mens rea? Mens rea would be intent. If he did it, he presumably didn't do it by accident. So mens rea is not that hard. But his brother and son have both been seen in the courtroom. Correct, which means that they won't testify. But they're on the witness list, but they won't testify because they're in the courtroom. So they've been released from their subpoenas is the only logical conclusion. Proving mens rea is easy. If you believe the act occurred, mens rea is easy. I was asking and trying to think of ways to bring more people to your channel and not see a sad face. Well, I appreciate that. I am glad that you're trying to provide help and suggestion. I'm tired. Please explain what mens rea is. It's the mental state required for a crime to be committed. In order for a crime to be committed, you have to have both mental state and act. So the act is, I shot the people. In this case, the mens rea would be, I intended to shoot the people, as opposed to it being an accident or something, or some other like intent statement. Like, so like,
Take a nap and then do the frenzy. I think it will energize you.
shoot them and they died. So I intended to shoot them is mens rea. I intended to shoot them as mens rea. I shot them as is act. And then they died as consequence. Did I get an arrest? I got pretty decent rests. You sent me a DM on Instagram about subscribers. Okay, let me check out my DM on Instagram. Let's see what you sent me. The best and fastest ways collaborations. I like collaborations. You have to pop in on other people's chat and tell them their crowds to go follow you and vice versa. I've done that a lot in the past. I did a lot of collaborations. I was on with Nick Ricciuto throughout all of the Rittenhouse trial, and I was on with Legal Biases pretty much through all of the Johnny Depp trial. And I can't pop in on their streams and also be streaming on my stream at the same time. So in order for me to pop in on their stream, I'd have to end this stream and pop in on their stream. So I'm not sure how that would work practically. But I've already sent out invites to everyone to have them appear on my channel. So they're more than happy. I'm more than happy. I've already sent out invites to everyone to come on my channel. And at least as of the moment, no one wants to come on. I can't force them to. So.
The jury is present.
Thank you. You may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. Okay, Chloe, we left off with that seat belt. Were you able to open it up so we can show the jury? Okay, so if you could tell us, what we have there.
The entire seat belt, the strap, the receiver, the buckle.
Kind of stretch it out.
Where it was mounted on the side of the vehicle.
Okay, So that was all removed and submitted to the lab for testing. Is that right?
Yes, that's right.
Your Honor, the state removes takes Exhibit 100 into evidence.
Your Honor, I thought we agreed to mark these for ID until the person that did any analysis on it testifies. Did I?
Mark identification at this time.
And if you'll turn your attention to the screen there when you can set that seatbelt down. Y'all also, in addition to doing a search on the Chevy Suburban, you did a search on the white 250 truck. Is that right?
That's right, yes.
Okay. And State's Exhibit 104. Were those 300 blackouts found in the truck?
Yes.
Okay. And do you remember where you collected those from?
I believe the center console.
And State's Exhibit 103. You can tell us, is that the 300 blackouts that we're seeing on the screen there that were collected?
Yes.
And how do you know those are the blackouts you collected?
It's my handwriting on the box with the date and time and initials when I collected it. My initials on the seal tape on the box.
Your Honor, the state would move State's Exhibit 103 into evidence.
I'm sorry, which?
It's the 300 blackouts that were found in the white F-250 that are projected on the screen.
That's the white 250 Paul's truck left on the side of the road?
Yes.
Okay. No objection.
They're admitted.
Did y'all also process another vehicle, Maggie Murdaugh's Mercedes?
Yes, we did.
Were any items of evidentiary value collected from that vehicle?
The only items we collected were 2 sets of swabs from the interior and 2 sets of swabs from the exterior door releases of the driver's door.
Did you attend the autopsies of Maggie and Paul Murdaugh?
I did.
Okay. And did you collect any items during the autopsy?
I did.
And what were those?
I can refer to my notes.
Yes.
There were items that were collected during the autopsy that were transferred to me via chain of custody forms. From Maggie, I got clothes, fingernail clippings, projectile fragments.
Okay.
And from Paul, I also got his clothes, fingernail clippings, shotgun pellets, and wadding fragment from left shoulder and head, plastic wadding from left axilla or armpit.
And when you collected those items, what did you do with them?
I transported them to the lab at SLED and submitted them to the lab for analysis.
Agent Worley, I'm going to show you items 66 through 69. Marks takes exhibits 112, 111, 110, and 107. Are those items you collected from the autopsy?
Yes, items I took custody of at autopsy.
And what items are those?
The shotgun pellets and wadding fragment from left shoulder and head. The plastic wadding from left axilla.
Would it help you to open that bag up?
And the projectile fragments from Maggie.
Okay, so we'll take those items out one by one. Okay, so what is that item there?
This is item 66. Yeah, 66.
Okay, and what is that actually?
That is the projectile fragments that were collected from Maggie at autopsy.
Okay, how do you know that?
That's how it's labeled.
Okay. We'll mark item 66 as State's Exhibit 112. Okay, what else do we have?
The item 69, plastic wadding from left axilla collected from Paul's autopsy.
Okay. We will mark that item as State's Exhibit 111. Okay.
And then I also have the item 67, 68, shotgun pellets and wadding fragment from left shoulder and head collected from Paul's autopsy.
State's Exhibit 110 for the shotgun pellets from Paul's autopsy. Okay. Is there anything else in that bag?
There are two in this.
Pardon me?
It's labeled with 67 and 68, the pellets and the wadding fragment.
Okay, so the pellets and the wadding fragment are both State's Exhibit 110 from Paul Murdaugh, correct?
Sure.
Okay. And what else did you collect here? We got items 70 and 71.
$70 is the left-hand fingernail clippings from Maggie. 71 is the right-hand fingernail clippings from Maggie.
Okay. And those are marked as State's Exhibit 251. And what is that item?
This is a metal fragment that was collected. It was caught on the dress that I collected from Maggie's autopsy. I collected this metal fragment at the lab at SLED.
So you removed that metal fragment from the dress after the autopsy yourself?
Right.
We'll mark that as State's Exhibit 109.
And you continue to lock the two doors.
I apologize, Your Honor. Sorry.
Item 72 is the left-hand fingernail clippings from Paul's autopsy, and 73 is the right-hand fingernail clippings from Paul's autopsy.
Mark as State's Exhibit 252, then State's Exhibit 113, What does that appear to be?
This was a shotgun pellet that I found among Paul's clothing once I got the evidence back to the lab.
Thank you. And finally, we have State's Exhibit 36.
This is Paul's shoes. You want me to open them?
You can open it. Yeah. And those are the shoes that you did the inked impressions of, the footwear, to compare to those bloody prints in the feed room?
Yes, they are.
Thank you. Your Honor, at this time, the state would admit State's Exhibits 36, 113, 252, 109, 251, 107, 110, 112, and 111 into evidence.
Identification, but without the chain being completed, we would object to admitting them into evidence.
Which of those exhibits did not have any type of analysis done?
You know, I suspect they all did, but I'm sorry.
Yes, Your Honor, I believe they were all analyzed in some way.
Okay, mark for identification.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, Agent Worley. Also in this case, we just talked about Paul and Maggie's clothing. Did you analyze the defendant's clothing?
I did.
Okay. And I think we said earlier that his clothing was collected from Agent David Owen?
Yes.
And you received that clothing into your custody and submitted it into the SLED lab?
That's right. I took custody of the clothing before we left the scene.
So what kind of testing were you involved in regards to the defendant's clothing?
We processed the T-shirt and the shorts with LCV. It's a presumptive test for blood.
Now, what is LCV?
Leucocrystal violet is a presumptive test. Looks for the hemoglobin component of blood.
So what happens when you put it on something?
If it's reacting to the presence of blood, it's a presumptive positive test, and it'll turn purple.
Can LCV react to other things besides blood?
It can.
Like what?
Bleach, rust, I think are the main ones.
Okay. All right. So when you process the defendant's clothing with the LCV, what did you find?
There were several areas of staining that we had a presumptive positive result, several on the front and a few on the back of the T-shirt.
And what about the shorts?
In the shorts, there were a few on the front and back.
So when you got that presumptive test with the LCV, what did you do with the shirt then?
We documented the entire process with photographs, starting from taking it out of the package to before we did anything at all with it. We took photographs of the front, the back, inside and outside. Once we sprayed it with the LCV and saw all the stains that we saw on it, we rephotographed it again with a scale, without a scale first, then with a scale for each stain. Then we laid the shirt flat and labeled each of the stains with a letter and photographed it again with that letter and a scale in the photograph for each of the stains.
And you did that for the shirt and for the pants?
Yes.
Okay. And as far as your analysis goes, after the shirt was processed and shorts were processed with the LCV, did you do any further analysis?
No, I did not.
Okay. And now after something has been sprayed with LCV, what happens to that object?
Over time, any area of the object that came in contact with the LCV will oxidize and the entire thing will be purple.
Okay. So like right now, if you sprayed this paper with LCV and it didn't turn like purplish blue, would it eventually turn purplish blue even though there's no blood on this paper?
Yes.
All right. Let's move ahead to the search of Moselle. Was that property eventually searched by yourself and other agents?
It was.
And when did that occur?
September 13th, 2021.
And that was several months after the murders took place in June?
That's right.
Okay. And what parts of the area or the residence were searched?
We searched the entire residence. The main focus was the gun room on the first floor.
Okay. So could you kind of, I guess, describe the property and the areas that were searched?
There's the main residence, and then also there was a cabin closer to the kennels that faced Moselle Road, and then also the workshop that was located near the kennels.
Okay. And is the residence a fairly large residence?
It is.
Okay. And you searched the entire residence?
Yes.
And you mentioned the focus was on a gun room?
Yes.
And where was that located in the residence?
It's on the first floor.
Did you find any items of interest in the gun room when you searched it?
We did collect several items from the gun room.
Was the workshop area of the residence searched? Out near the kennels?
Yes, near the kennels, yes.
Mr. Furley, I'm going to show you State's Exhibits 124, 123, 122, 121, 120, 119, 118, 117, and 116. Could you tell me if those are pictures taken during y'all's search that day?
Yes.
Are those true and accurate depictions of the search of the residents of Moselle and the workshop area?
Yes, they are.
Your Honor, at this time, I would offer State's Exhibits 124, 123, 122, 121, 120, 119, 118, 117, and 116 into evidence.
As a defense. No objection, Your Honor. They're admitted.
Agent Worley, is State's Exhibit 116 a picture of the gun room there?
Yes, it is.
And State's Exhibit 117?
Yes.
It appears to have a pool table and a little workout bike in there.
That's right.
And do you recall whether this door in the picture exits to the outside of the house?
Yes, it does.
State's 118, is that the gun rack in that room?
Yes, it is.
Now, when y'all did the search in September, were any of those guns collected that day?
No.
So these are additional guns to the guns that had already been collected by SLED agents.
That's right.
Was there a lot of ammunition in that room?
There was.
Okay, about State's 119. Is that a box of ammunition?
Yes, it is.
Mixed ammunition?
Right.
In fact, was there this whole bookcase we're looking at over here, was that just full of ammunition?
Yes.
An ammunition bookcase?
Yes.
State's Exhibit 120.
That was also on that bookshelf.
State's Exhibit 121.
Yes.
That is 300 blackout ammunition from this box
That's right.
on the bookcase.
Yes.
And was some of this ammunition collected?
It was.
And you said you also searched the work shed or hangar out near the kennels?
Yes.
State's Exhibit 122. Is that ammunition that was found in the workshop?
Yes, it was in that red bin on the workbench.
Okay. And we see ammunition in a little, like a wire tub, and then in this tray.
Yes.
Specifically in Exhibit 123, what types of ammunition was some of the ammunition that was located?
It was one unfired cartridge, head stamped Barnes 300 BLK. It's the one on the left. And then the 4 unfired shot shells, head stamped 12 gauge Federal.
And item 124.
And those were the boxes of 300 blackout ammunition photograph.
And you said y'all collected some of those for evidence purposes?
Not at this one.
But some of the ammunition that y'all found was collected for evidence purposes, is that correct?
Yes.
Thank you for indulgence, Your Honor.
again while we're in indulgence.
And I'm back. Thank you for your patience. It took a few minutes not being on camera. Just needed a few minutes to like not be staring right into the lens the entire time. Appreciated your indulgence. This is the best witness the state has had so far. It is the only witness so far that feels like it's going somewhere. And this witness may not have payoff themselves, although they might, but it feels like it's going somewhere. It's like, okay, we did a search of the murder scene. We found this stuff. We went to the gun room. We seized some things. It feels like it could be going somewhere. So this, I have some and this witness may or may not be able to close that loop for us. But it feels like at least it's going somewhere, as opposed to the witnesses before, which not so much.
Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor. Agent Farley, you could take a look at these items and tell us whether these were collected by you that day. This was some of that ammunition we were just speaking about.
Want me to open that? Yes, these were all collected the day we did that search.
Okay, and where were they collected from?
From the desk in the living room was the cabin that faced Moselle Road. One cartridge from the Winchester box on the bookshelf in the gun room, head stamp Barnes 300 BLK. One cartridge collected from the desk in the living room of the cabin. One cartridge head stamped S&B AAC 300 BLK from the desk in the living room of the cabin. One cartridge collected from the desk in the living room, head stamped Barnes 300 BLK. One cartridge from the desk in the living room, head stamped Hornady 300 BLK in the cabin. One cartridge collected from the Winchester box on bookshelf in gun room, head stamped S&B 300 AAC BLK. One cartridge from Winchester box on bookshelf in gun room, head stamped S&B AAC 300 BLK. One cartridge head stamped S&B AAC 300 BLK from the bookcase in the gun room. One cartridge from the Winchester box on bookshelf in gun room, head stamped S&B AAC 300 BLK. 1 cartridge from the Winchester box on the
I know
bookshelf
you
in
said this
gunroom, head
hours ago,
stamped
but I liked your
SNB
presentation
AAC
style.
300 BLK.
If I wanted frat boy, I would watch Rikita. You do you.
1
you very much
cartridge
for
from the
your-
Winchester box on bookshelf in gunroom, head stamped SNB AAC 300 BLK. 1 cartridge from the Winchester box on the bookshelf in the gunroom, head stamped SNB AAC 300 BLK. And 1 cartridge case, head stamped SNB AAC 300 BLK from the bookcase in the gunroom.
And all of those items items 147 through 161, which would be states 128, 129, 130, 131, 132, 133, 139, 138, 137, 136.
Brittany says, why do I think she's the strongest witness? I kind of feel like I answered that, Brittany. I feel like she's the strongest witness because she's the witness who's presented evidence I feel like could go somewhere. And none of the other witnesses presented evidence I felt like could go anywhere. So that's why I thought she's the strongest. I thought kind of already answered the
Right, we
question.
have
I'm
some
not sure why you're
additional
asking. Was I unclear?
cases that were found.
Outlet? I don't understand why. I don't get it.
One unfired shot shell from a state box on bookshelf in gunroom, head stamped Winchester 12 gauge.
That will be states 149,
1 unfired shot shell, head stamped
Muffled?
12 gauge federal from red bin on workshop bench.
I'm muffled.
states 150.
Check 1 2. Check 1 2. Hello, everyone. Do I sound good?
1 unfired shot
Muffled?
shell, head stamped 12 gauge federal
Hello?
from the red bin on the workshop bench.
You can't hear me well. I mean, what's the problem? The
This
volume
takes
too low? What's the
148.
problem? Muffled?
1
Sounds
unfired
bad?
shot shell from
Check 1 2.
nightstand
Check
in
1
Paul's
2.
bedroom, head
Hello?
stamped Winchester 12 gauge.
Faint?
147,
Muffled.
1
More
unfired shot
volume?
shell from
Shut
Ken
up
Fox on bookshelf in
Sound better?
gunroom.
Sound quieter, muffled, low?
12 gauge.
Fuck.
that will be 146,
Check 1 2. Hello.
1 unfired shot shell from the state box on bookshelf in gunroom, head stamped Winchester 12 gauge.
Check.
that's 145,
Check 1 2. Check 1 2. 1
1
2 1
unfired
2.
shot shell, head stamped
Check.
12 gauge federal
1
from
2.
red bin
Hello,
on the
everyone.
workshop bench.
that will
Check
be
1
states
2.
144,
And another unfired shot shell, head stamped
I
12
hadn't
gauge
changed any
federal
volume
from the red
settings.
bin
I don't know
on the
why it would be a
workshop bench.
problem.
that would be states 143.
Well, turn my volume more, turn down the volume more.
Your Honor, the state removed
Hopefully
these
not because
items,
someone else has a problem
exhibits
with it.
into evidence at this time.
Any objection? You're admitted without objection.
What else do we have there, Agent Worley?
Don't stress. This is supposed to be my job. I stress about my job, like everyone else does. I want to be right. If it's not right, I
One cartridge
stress.
case, head stamped SNB 300 BLK from the Sable and Oak bag in the gunroom.
So this states 126 is from the gunroom. Okay.
1 cartridge case, head stamped Hornady 300 BLK collected from black Ford F-150 under the driver's seat.
It would be states 127. The state would move states 126 and 127.
I don't know if
into
Alex
evidence.
testifies whether or not they'll be able to ask him about other charges. I don't know. That's going to be an evidentiary question. It's going to get into a lot of argument. I don't know the answer to that
Exhibit
question.
126.
Witness wearing a flag on her collar?
S&B
me
300
see.
blackout. And 127 is a Hornaday 300 blackout. State's Exhibit 127 is from the black Ford F-150 under the driver's seat from a search on.
No, it's not a flag. It's some sort of.
That same search that day.
I think it might be. I think it might be a pin for sled.
I don't quite, Your Honor,
That would be my guess.
It's relevant, I don't know why.
Where's Kurt? What do you mean, where's Kurt? I'm right here. What do you mean, where am I?
Would be relevant.
You mean where I am physically in the world?
Thank you.
I'm in Austin, Texas. What do you mean, where am I? What's going on? I'm so confused.
Okay, what other exhibits do we have there?
These are magazines containing ammunition. One of them contains 300 blackout ammunition collected from the shelf in the gunroom. And then the other one is a magazine containing cartridges, 300 blackout cartridges collected from the black Ford F-150.
Okay, so this item's collected from the black F-150. That truck was searched that day too?
It was, yes.
And where was that truck at?
If I remember correctly, it was in front of the residence.
It was a truck that was on the property?
Yes, it was on the property.
Was it on the property the night of the murders?
It might have been the one that was parked off away from the workshop.
Do you know why that truck was searched that
What's
day?
my favorite case?
It was on the property.
You go watch my
and
100,000
also weren't
subscriber
included,
special. I
vehicles.
read my favorite case. It was a lot of fun.
Those items were found inside that vehicle?
Yes, one of these was.
Okay. And what is the other one?
That's from the shelf in the gunroom.
If you want to know what my favorite case is, go watch my 100,000 subscriber special. I read my favorite case, and it is a lot of fun.
The one from the gunroom.
What's the one from the gun room?
It's this one.
What's the legal case or precedent that got me involved in law? The Constitution of the United States.
Okay, so State's Exhibit.
I thought it was cool.
152. What did you say that was?
A magazine containing 300 blackout ammunition collected from the shelf in the gunroom.
State would move States 152 into evidence.
Okay.
And then we had States 258. What was that?
Cartridge collected from the workshop bench. Head
Other
stamped,
areas of practice
Barnes
interested you?
300 BLK.
Constitutional law is the thing that interests me the most. Other than constitutional law? About it, really. Strong personal interest.
Other items that day when the property was searched.
I don't believe so.
All right, let's go back a little bit in your testimony when we were referring to the 300 blackout that you collected from Agent McAllister. If you wouldn't mind looking back at your notes.
Can I do a short recap for those of us who can't watch every day? So can I stream all day in the morning and stream all day in the evening and then also do a recap?
I believe you testified that was item
Yeah,
34.
I can.
But that was actually
I'm
item
not sure how short it would be, though.
33 is the come out of State Armory PSA.
I'm going to edit it. I'm not sure where I'm going to find the time for that.
Rifle with a night scope.
Yes.
That is item 33, the gun.
How did I go from
I
constitutional law
have
to
that
patent law? It was
night
what
vision
was
scope
available.
was 33.
It was what was available. It was what someone was hiring for.
Closer, you'll see where the gun with the night
Okay,
vision.
yeah, it's the gun with the scope on it, yes.
Is that correct?
That's right.
The gun with the night vision scope being item 33.
Right.
And then, to clarify, item 34 would be the 130-round magazine containing the multiple S&B 300
Shorts
blackout
just reviews.
cartridges, is that right?
Right,
Those on YouTube Shorts you heard.
separated from the gun when I took custody of it, so I logged them in as separate items.
All right, but you did collect those from Catering House.
That's right.
All right, and then also, going back to the scene, you mentioned a projectile.
So just do a live discussing. So it would
was
be
found near
live
tire
discussing
impression?
today.
Yes.
That would probably be like an hour
We
long.
were setting up
You gotta be
to
helpful if I did like an
take
hour long
elevation
live
quality
every day.
photographs of the tire impressions
Okay.
at marker 8. We
If
located
so,
another
then
fired projectile
I can start doing that.
lying
I'd
on the
have to
ground.
keep more
I'm gonna
thorough
show
notes
you
during the
State's
day
Exhibit 250.
in order to be able to talk
You'll
about
take
it.
a look at
I wouldn't
that.
have to remember everything, but I could do that.
Could you tell us what that is?
And this is that projectile near the tire impression.
Your Honor, the state removes
Recap
State's
shorts
Exhibit
will get more views.
250 into evidence.
So I have to edit it if it's going to be a short. If it's going to be a minute long, it has to be edited. And then I have to script it and stuff like that. So that, it's a challenge.
Your Honor, I believe that is finally all we have for,
Not an hour, so
Excuse me,
you
Your
want it to be
Honor.
edited. Now I have to find time to edit. Okay.
okay. Agent Whirling, I'll have you take a look at, mark this as the State's Exhibit.
A short, by definition, on YouTube is less than 60 seconds.
You recall collecting the shotgun from Officer Green,
Yes.
or Sergeant Green? When you collected that gun, did you swab it?
I did.
A short, by definition, is under 60
State's
seconds.
Exhibit 259, if you could tell us what that exhibit is?
There was, I took 2 swabs of suspected blood from the side of the shotgun and 2 swabs from the muzzle end of the barrel of
I
the
said less
shotgun.
than 60 seconds, yes.
That was
Short,
as a
by definition,
precaution
on
when I
YouTube
was
is less than-
unloading the weapon. The 16 gauge shot shell got lodged in the barrel, and before I placed one of my own dowel rods down the barrel to push it back out, I swabbed the muzzle of the barrel just in case.
You swabbed it just in case what?
I didn't want to contaminate any, if there was potential evidence in the barrel or in the muzzle end of the barrel before I placed my dowel rod in that end of the barrel.
And the other swab, did it appear there was visible blood on that gun?
Yes, suspected blood, yes.
Okay. And what did you do with those swabs once they were collected?
I packaged them in their envelopes, sealed them, and transported them to the lab.
Your Honor, at this time, the state would move State's Exhibit 259 into evidence. Court's indulgence, Your
I think
Honor.
it'd be 5 to 15 minutes. Okay, I could do that. That's still an edited thing, though. For me to do a 5 to 15 minute, I would have to edit it. That's longer. That's shorter than I talk. So I still have to record it and edit it, which I have to find time for, and I have to do a quick turnaround time in order to be able to do that. So
Catching
order-
up on double speed just now.
in order to
Thanks
do it
for the
edited
coverage.
that evening, I'm not sure where I'd find the time. Will the defendant take the stand? I have no idea. I'm not sure. I have no way of knowing that information. Thank you for your super chat. You're welcome for the coverage, by the way, Granny Weather Wax. Don't edit, so it won't be 5 to 15 minutes long. It would be much longer than that if I don't edit.
Will the defendant take the stand?
I take moments you're important from the live and use those in a recap. So that's editing. Editing. And I have to figure out a way to figure out how to do that. It's,
From Agent Croft.
you guys know what editing is?
I'm going to have you take a look at State's Exhibit 260.
I believe these are the ones I took custody of from Katie McAllister.
Okay, McAllister. And Will Marks takes exhibit 260 for identification purposes only. Is cartridge cases that Agent Worley took custody of from Katie McAllister.
Just do a verbal rundown. If I do a
And then
verbal
also
rundown off
these
the cuff,
items,
it'll probably be
40
about an hour
through
long,
44, which would be
give or
state's
take.
exhibit
If I do an unedited live,
212, 254,
You just give a verbal rundown, probably be about an hour.
256, and 257.
that tends to be how long those things take. They always take way more time
For
than I think they're going
identification
to.
purposes only.
Every time I do a live, like others that take 10 minutes,
And
I'm
what
like
are
2
those?
hours
These
later.
are the other items I took custody of from Katie McAllister.
So items collected by Katie McAllister and Ethan.
Right.
It can't be an hour? Sure it could.
Letter to state would
I took
offer
notes throughout the
exhibits
day and
260,
summarized everything? Sure could,
212,
easily.
254, 255, 256, and 257 for identification purposes only.
Easily.
I'm not quite sure what they are.
Robert's here?
Ms. Google come here, we
Hi,
can
Rob.
perhaps have a brief discussion.
Rob, good news. We finally have evidence that might be going somewhere. Yay. All right, I'll try doing a recap on Monday. We'll see how it goes. We'll do a recap on Monday. I'll take notes throughout the day and we'll do a recap.
Submitted for identification purposes.
$325 of you currently watching. Thank you for the 325 of you who are here. I do appreciate every one of you. I never want you to feel like you guys are not valuable to me. And I'm sorry also if I'm a little short. I'm tired. I'm tired and a little frustrated. More than a little frustrated. I'm tired and frustrated. And I wear my heart a little bit on my sleeve, so it comes through when I'm through.
One more thing. State's Exhibit 261 for identification purposes only.
At least no one can ever accuse me of me
Items
stepping up
It
the
was
next.
too much work. I don't want you to get burned out. Orange heart, orange heart, orange heart.
Yes, they are.
Thank you.
And how do you know that?
It's my handwriting on this outer packaging.
I recap a game at the same time? Not really.
So there are quite a lot of items in there that you received from, is it Agent Croft or Agent McAllister?
These, I believe, were ones I took custody of from Lieutenant Todd Shank.
Okay.
Let me open them.
But those are items that you took custody of.
That's right. And I logged them in to the lab. I didn't collect them myself. I got them via chain of custody, and then I logged them into the lab.
And that's State's Exhibit 261 for identification purposes only. Any objection?
Identification only.
Yes.
Marked for identification.
All day, I wish I could afford it, man. I can't. Can't afford it. The channel's not bringing in enough revenue.
Thank you, Agent Farley. Please answer any questions from the defense.
I have to watch
Your Honor,
every.
we approach.
I have to watch every penny right now.
I can say it right here. My cross-examination is with Mr. Taylor.
The channel's in serious danger of failing
And
financially.
if we begin this afternoon, afraid Monday morning I'm going to have to go through everything I went through today to ensure that there's some continuity there. And no offense to the jury, but I'm not sure I'll remember what I did today on Monday. So I would ask you if we could go ahead and take our weekend break today.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we will recess for the weekend and resume at 9:30 Monday morning. Please do not discuss the case.
Okay. What did he say? Did he say 9:30? I honestly have to double check just because I'm tired. Did he say 9:30 on Monday? I need to schedule the thing for Monday. 9:30. Cool. All right. Cool. All right. Let me schedule the stream for Monday. Give me a second. Let's see. Oh, I got some nice art for Monday too. Ooh. I got some nice art for Monday. And I also have some nice art for Tuesday. Also, I have a chicken. Just the chicken. I do have chicken art. I do have chicken art. Should it just be chicken? I should just be a chicken. You left me something in admin. Let me take a look. Admin. There's interrogation video after the murders. Okay. Let's see. I don't think just chicken's going to work as a thumbnail. Because people are not going to get it. We do want to get an audience who is not in on the joke. So I don't think chicken's going to do the trick. As funny as that would be. But I do have a nice one of a beach at sunrise and a beach at moonrise. And then I've got a nice one for Tuesday of a garden at sunrise and moonrise. So that's really cool. I think I'm going to use the beach one for Monday morning. Oh yeah, that's a nice thumbnail. That's a nice thumbnail. All right, so let's do this. Let's create this thumbnail. No, that's not what I wanted to do. That's what I want to do. Okay. So this is going to be Monday. This is the 30th. Day 6. Day 6. Morning. And Jan the 30th. Day 6. Evening. Change that. Great. Let's see. Make sure to say something about live trial and tell. I said reaction already. Should I do like hashtag live trial? Hashtag. I think it's already clear enough, is it not? The title is Alex Murdaugh murder trial. It's already pretty clear. Hashtag reaction. Let's see. Delete this. What are trending hashtags? I thought I've got them all. I thought at least I tried to. Let's see. If you track my retweet, I have all the hashtags I'm using. All right, let me check your thing. Lawyer reacts. Check your retweets.
Please don't get too excited. It's Canadian dollars. Canada Heart Cool love your channel
don't
and
see
your
it.
dry sense of humor.
Do you mean from
Thanks
this morning?
very much.
I don't see it. 27.99 from Canada. Please don't get too excited. It's Canadian dollars. Love your channel and your dry sense of humor. Thank you very much. Well, thank you very much as well. I don't know there's any way for me to see your retweets, to be honest. But I don't know. You sent me a DM? Murdaugh trial live stream. I think I'm already Alex Murdaugh watch party. I think I'm using a lot of those things, except for law Twitter. But I think I'm already using all those tags. How can I donate some subscriptions? You hit the $ below the chat, and then you gift memberships instead of gifting super chat. That's how you do that. Okay, I'm going back to trying to create a thumbnail. Let's see. All right. So, all right. Okay, let's do this. Do this. Do this. Yeah. Position backwards. Okay. Oh, yeah, that looks nice. Just have the sunrise off on the left. Oh. Oh, it's glorious. It's glorious. Okay, and then I'll take the moonrise one. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Have the moon popping out there in the corner behind the seal. Oh, yeah. That looks nice. That looks nice. I only wish the moon was a little bit lower in the sky. But it'll pop out behind the title for those of you with the observant eye. But the sunrise one looks so good. Oh, yeah. All right, so let's see. I want to download this thumbnail. Do that. Great. Download. Great. All right. I would imagine to some degree he might be a difficult client.
Like telling them how to do their jobs.
Thank you for your super chat. All right, so let's see. I want to schedule this thing. Schedule broadcast. It's Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube. I would like to stream this. I'd like to live stream this. I'd like to schedule this for the 30th. I'd like to schedule this for the 30th at 8:30 Central, which is the right time. Okay. This is going to be Alex Murdaugh. The title, January 30th, a.m. Hashtag reaction. I think sounds good. All right, let's go over here. Copy the video description. Paste that. All right. Thumbnail. That's the evenings. I downloaded the wrong thumbnail. Okay. Share, download, page, Current page. I need page 11's thumbnail
Have a great
for
weekend.
the morning
Enjoying your
session.
channel.
That's the wrong thumbnail. All right. Upload thumbnail. 25th. There we go. Create schedule. Great. And wait for that to actually happen. And we wait, and we wait, and we wait, and we wait. Wait, and we wait, and we wait. 8. Wait, and we wait, and we wait, and we wait, and we wait some more for it to schedule. And now it's actually scheduled. So now we have to go over to YouTube Studio. We have to go over here. First, we have to go into today's one to copy the tags, because the tags don't automatically copy over. So I have to do it manually. So we go into this morning's. We go over here. We copy the tags. We go over to this one. We go over to the one on Monday. Turn on monetization. Save turning on monetization. Go over there. Go to the tags. Paste the tags. Paste tags. Save tags. Okay. And we want to also put it into the playlist. Add to playlist. Murdaugh trial. Save. Save. Great. Now we have to go into the stream for Monday. And we have to pin the Twitter thing, which hopefully has already happened. Let's go over Twitter. Let's go over Twitter. Has my thing tweeted in the interim time we've been talking? No, not yet. So I have to wait. Okay, while we're waiting for that to happen, as my scheduling has been interrupted, as my thing has been, maybe a flashier title. What'd you have in mind, Eddie? What do you have in mind for a flashier title? I'm open to suggestions. In response, there was a super chat. 1999 from Jan Studdard said, "Had a great weekend enjoying your channel." Thank you. What do you have in mind for a flashier title? Murdaugh murder? I mean, it already says Alex Murdaugh murder trial. So it could just say Murdaugh murder trial, I guess. Is Alex a murderer? Okay. Add lawyer reacts live or something so people know it's interactive. Yeah. I think the title's fine. In sort of recap of what happened tonight. Okay, so the thing tweeted. So now the thing tweets. So now I can take the tweet. I can go into the stream on Monday and create it as a pinned comment. You had a question super chat just before the last one. I read it. Do I think he's a difficult client, like telling them how to do their jobs? I read it and I answered it. Yeah, probably. He probably is a difficult client and stuff like that. But yeah, here's the tweet for Monday, so you can see the thumbnail. I think it looks pretty cool. That is a South Carolina scene for sure. I think it looks pretty good. But the evidence against Alex Murdaugh at least became a little bit developed today. And sort of like we found this ammo at the scene and we found this ammo in his house and stuff like that. So we had some evidence that somewhat ties him potentially to the crime. Yeah, thank you. That looks good. I think it looks really good too. Merck had a great title. Well, what was Merck's title? Murdaugh, he wrote. Yeah. Who's paying for Murdaugh's attorneys? Don't know. I don't know the answer to that question. Maybe he is. I don't know. No idea. Yeah. And then we have a nice one on the evening, too, with Moonrise. So that will be cool. Were all his assets seized? I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, the chicken, I think the chicken thing was a fun idea, but not as much. Dial M for Murdaugh. The only other thing I could do to the thumbnails is do that really cliche of putting my face in there, doing this. Yeah. But those videos seem to do well. There's a reason creators keep putting their faces in the thumbnails. They seem to do really well. The courthouse would look good up there. The courthouse as one of the thumbnails is not a bad idea. Chicken mugshot. Chicken mugshot. Okay. Chicken mugshot. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. This is a thing that exists. Wow. Wow. Okay. I will share with you the chicken mugshot, and we can talk about the degree to which it is good for us. This is wow. Too late to change for Monday, but we do need a thumbnail for Wednesday. I have a thumbnail for Tuesday, but I do need a thumbnail for Wednesday. So it could be the chicken man. It could be chicken mugshot. Does see chicken head stock photo? We don't do stock photo over here. We don't do stock photo. We do Midjourney, and Midjourney gives us everything we want. I know you can't see it yet. It's still generating an upscale version. It takes a second. The computer takes a second to actually generate the image. It's trying to create an image from scratch. Give it a second. How am I with Photoshop? Horrific. I can't Photoshop worth my life. I heard one YouTuber say he hates getting them because he gets way more views with cheesy thumbnails with the faces. With the faces, he gets way more views with the faces. I believe it. I believe it. I might just do. I'll just do some. I'll just do some faces in a hat and just copy them and just put them into some shit, and just start putting my face in images. I did one with Alex. Go look. Where am I looking? How do we see it? I'm working on it. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Are you guys ready? Are you guys ready? You think you're ready, but you're not ready. You guys ready? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That is a thing of glory. That is a thing of glory. So it will capture attention. That is true. It will capture attention. That is true. So it might be a thumb. It might be Thursday. It might be Wednesday. It might be Wednesday's thumbnail. Because that is just perfection on levels. I love it. I mean, it is pretty epic. It could also be some merch. It could be merch. We could slap it on a t-shirt. I'm now seeing if I can get the chicken wearing a cowboy hat taking a mugshot, because that's the only way this image could be any better. That's why I'm now currently trying to generate it. I really think you should put lawyer react. All right, fine. I'll put it in the title. If you think it's that important, I'll put it in the title. Lawyer reacts Okay, it's in the title now for Monday. Will I do a funny title with it? I didn't. No. I don't think so. I'm having trouble getting him in a cowboy hat and the make shot. Oh, I actually can do this, though. This might work. Hold on. If I do this and I just do this, wearing a cowboy hat, this might work. Don't sound too much like Peter. A lot of people search lawyer reacts. You think so? Okay, I put it in for Monday. And I put it in the title for Monday. I have all the funny stuff I'm trying. Okay. We're getting closer to glory. Oh yeah. No. Yep. No, we are reaching new levels of glory. It is possible we are reaching yet new levels of glory. Kurt doesn't sound like Peter. Yeah, I don't think Peter and I sound very much alike at all, to be quite honest. I think they meant specifically lawyer reacts. I assume they thought that was something Peter would write. I assume that's what they meant by it. Can we see it? I'm generating upscale versions as we speak. I'm generating 3 different upscale versions as we speak because there's 3 on here. That's good stuff. And we could even use 2 of them because I usually like a variation on the theme for the same day. Like, so Monday you see that picture of the beach at sunrise. That's sunrise. And then I have a version of it at under moonlight. And it's been the same for every day. I don't know if you've noticed, but every day we have one mug shot of him on the left in the morning and the different mug shot of him on the right in the evening. And then we have the same image, or at least the same concept, morning and evening. So, right. So we could use 2 of these as our morning and evening shots. EDB puts what in her title, Haley? Laura, uses lawyer reacts. Okay, well, what does EDB put? What does EDB put in their title? Lawyer reacts. They put in their title. Yeah. Okay. Yep. Okay. Yeah. This is pretty good. All right. Just to remind you, this is what we had before, because I know that you might have forgotten. Are you ready for a version? You ready for the alternate version? She has live lawyer reacts. You ready? You ready for the alternate version? Boom. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, that is a good looking chicken. Oh yeah. But we have one more for you. Potentially for our evening one. Would you like to see it? it's even more glorious. Would you like to see it? Boom. So yeah, we've got some chicken cop thumbnail options for things. We've got options. So that could be one of our thumbnails. That could be one of our thumbnails one day. It has to be. It's too precious. Yeah. So I add lawyer reacts to the title for Monday. So if that's what people are searching for, then hopefully they'll find it. Lawyer reacts and attorney reacts, just in case. Lawyer reacts live. Okay. Other than there too. So we've got some options. We've got some options. What time is Friday Night Frenzy? Three hours. 7 p.m. So 3 hours. Okay, I need a nap. I need a nap. That's what I need. All right, that was fun. That was fun. I had a good time. Bring the chicken. I might be like, can I share with you some thumbnails I've been working on? Man. All right, I'm going to catch a nap. I've been on Uncivil Law. Thank you guys for picking. Thanks guys for the pick me up. It's a nice way to end the stream with a nice high note of ending the stream laughing. That's always a good place to end the stream. I've been on Civil Law. Wait. Did I set up the redirect to Monday? Hold on. Wait. I think I forgot. Hold on. I think I forgot to set up the redirect to Monday. Because I forgot this afternoon. I don't want to make that mistake twice. Hold on. So many things to remember to do. forgot. Okay, cool. Save. All right. All right. I've been Uncivil Law. Till later, my friends. I hope all's well. Cheers and goodbye.